This Trump-Zelensky thing, hopefully it goes better than last time. Is he wearing a suit? Not really. No, still not wearing a suit. See how JD Big Boy Pants treats him this time. Oh, please, Mr. Zelensky. I don't think he's wearing a suit, so I think that's good. And I just took some notes down from what happened in the Alaska Trump-Putin summit yesterday. And ahead of I haven't seen this, so ahead of watching this, I've written some notes here. So just basically my thoughts, and I'll just take the time to go through this. I haven't seen the latest updates, so I'm in the dark about what the result of the meeting was with Zelensky and Trump and Europe today. But should Zelensky give up hopes of joining NATO? My opinion basically is yes. Should he give up hopes of regaining Crimea? I have no idea. Should he give up hopes of regaining the Russian-occupied territories in eastern Ukraine, the Donbass, Donetsk region? Don't know. Although I feel like this could be a point where maybe Zelensky gives some of it and Putin allows Zelensky some back. So Trump wants to go, instead of for a ceasefire, he wants to go for a peace treaty or peace agreement, which I think is fine. Ceasefires are hard to monitor and, establish, which side, broke the ceasefire. It's the same with the Israel-Gaza war. So, yeah, going for, a more substantial peace treaty or peace agreement, I think is a good thing. So if we just assume, now I haven't seen the results of this meeting between Trump and Zelensky, but if we assume a successful peace treaty is negotiated by Trump between Russia and Ukraine, what are the security guarantees from the USA if Putin breaks it at some point in future? So troops, not likely. Air support, yes, but limited or context dependent to the situation and conflict or battle. Obviously weapons, they'll always, want to sell weapons and fund the military-industrial complex, irregardless of what happens. Navy ships, basically, I think is possible, but not too aggressive. Maybe in the region or something, maybe even in the Black Sea or, I don't know, or a nearby sea. Basically, possibly, I'd give it like a 60% chance. And this is all, again, assuming a successful peace treaty results and Putin decides at some point, maybe like 4 years, 5 years in future when Trump's no longer there, assuming he doesn't seek a third term, which is, a good chance he will, but, say like 15 years from now, if Putin, is still alive and decides to break this peace treaty, these are the points, I think, the security guarantees from the USA that would result from that to support Ukraine. So what are the security guarantees from Europe if Putin breaks the peace treaty? Troops, more likely to happen than from the US. Air support, I think yes, and more so in general, in numbers than the US. A vast increase in weapons dollar investments to Ukraine compared to what Europe is currently supplying them. And just a couple of strategic points here. Putin doesn't have any respect for Ukraine's sovereignty, so there's a good or very good chance that at some point in the future he will violate the Ukraine-Russia peace treaty and attempt to acquire more of Ukraine's land for Russia. So the security guarantees are crucial. and essential for a peace treaty. Now, this is a very crazy, hypothetical, possible future situations. So say if Trump negotiates a peace treaty, but, Putin decides to break it, 10 or 15 years from now and continue the war with Ukraine, what would happen if a Cuban Missile Crisis type situation hypothetically occurs where major powers are threatening thermonuclear war from the failed peace treaty, and things have broken down and there's all-out war between Russia and Ukraine again, and things have gotten really, really bad, and powers are threatening basically nukes now. So could Russia be taken out soon enough so that even if they fire nukes, everyone isn't annihilated and the world isn't destroyed, and without any retaliation from the other big player, which is China, and is clearly on Russia's side, or the little player, North Korea? Will Kim Dong fire any nukes in that type of situation? Maybe. I don't think it's likely. China, I think probably wouldn't either. But that's just, could Russia be taken out? So maybe there's a lot of casualties on both sides, but everyone isn't completely annihilated. So I don't know, obviously. I mean, I'm just a fucking nobody, but that's the $1 million, crazy war games type situation, a Cuban Missile Crisis type situation. So that's, I think, very, very, very unlikely. But moving on, people are saying Zelensky needs to compromise and he has to be willing to give up some land in order to secure peace for Ukraine. And I feel like some of the focus has been a lot on that in the lead up to this meeting. But my question is, there hasn't been quite enough focus on what compromise is Putin doing exactly. He should have to allow Zelensky to keep some of the land that he has taken in the east. I think that's more of a good chance of happening than Putin giving back Crimea. But at least some of it. So the onus should not be on Zelensky to compromise and allow Putin everything he wants. So that's basically my thoughts on this. After the Trump-Putin Alaska meeting, I wasn't really sure what had been accomplished. A ceasefire wasn't accomplished. There's possible negotiations about, the land that Russia could be allowed to take in the east and southeast, where in Ukraine there are some pro-Russian Ukrainians. So I think that's more likely to happen than Zelensky retaining Crimea, and I think Zelensky should give up hopes of joining NATO, because I just don't think that's going to happen. I think it's unrealistic, and I think it's really done a lot to inflame the tensions when the Eastern Bloc countries are over time joining NATO, and is clearly done as an antagonistic threat to Putin. So we can go ahead and watch Baldy now. Mr. Garibaldi.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have the president of Ukraine with us. We've had a lot of good discussions, a lot of good talks.
Why is there a toy airplane? Why is there a toy airplane in front of everybody? It's a gift? Oh, Qatar gave it to him. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of running out of space to put all his stuff.
and I think progress
You
is
liked
being
it?
made, very substantial progress in many ways. We had a good meeting, as you know, just a short while ago with the president of Russia. And I think there's a possibility that something could come out of it. And today's meeting is very important. We have, I guess, the seven very powerful leaders from Europe.
He's got a lot more gold stuff in the.
Zelensky is wearing sort of a suit. No.
White House now. Yeah, look at this. Bro.
Was that Usyk? Yeah. There he is, the champ.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. He got that shit everywhere now.
God damn.
That's the palace? Yes, it's golden, not gold. Well, either way, he's got a lot of that shit on there. Oh my fucking god. He's turned the entire thing of Caesar's palace.
Please, JD Vance, don't say anything this time.
He iced that shit out? Yeah.
He's dripping.
People were joking about that on like Twitter. I was like, there's no way. Yeah, there is.
Got the drip.
Actually.
And we're going to be meeting with them right after
Okay.
this meeting.
Anyway.
And thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
He said it.
If I can, first of all, thank
Please.
you for
You must say please and thank you, Mr. Zelensky, from JD Vance.
invitation and thank you very much for your efforts, personal efforts to stop killings and stop this war.
Oh my god. Man.
Thank you, and using this
That's
opportunity,
crazy.
many thanks to your wife, First Lady of the
Great,
United
great.
States. She sent a letter to Putin about our children, abducted children, and my wife, she, First Lady of Ukraine, she gave the letter. It's not to you, to your wife.
Oh, I want it.
Yeah. So we are saying this sensitive topic. Yeah. Yes, please. And thanks to our partners and that you supported this
Nice.
format. That after our meeting we can have leaders who are around us, UK, France, Germany, Italy.
So Zelensky is, say Trump's in a full-on, that's a proper suit. Zelensky's still in sort of a suit jacket. Is that a dress collared shirt and jeans? I don't know.
Finland, EU, NATO, I mean all partners around Ukraine supporting us. Thanks them. Thank you very much for
Please don't open your mouth this time. Guy Liner Vance.
invitation.
Thank you very much for being here.
President Trump.
You need to say please and thank you, Mr. Zelensky. I am Chubkins, Chubby Cheeks, Guy Liner Vance.
Do you think it's fair?
Yes, Peter, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. So, President
Do you
Zelensky,
think it's fair to go ahead, Peter? Shut up.
Big douche.
you say in a post on
Peter Dosey, big deuce.
X today, Russia must end this war, which it itself started. President Trump, you say
Started.
President Zelensky of Ukraine can end the war with Russia almost immediately if he wants to, which is
Yeah, I think that's true. I think
Yeah.
they'll. We're going to.
Which
Yeah,
is it?
uh-huh.
That's true.
Why not both?
Is it this one or the other one? Yes.
You know, yeah.
All right.
have a meeting. I think if everything works
Great.
out well today, we'll have a trilat. And I think there will be a reasonable chance of ending the war when we do that.
And is this the end of the road for American support for Ukraine? Is today's meeting deal
obviously not.
or no deal?
I can never say that. It's never
Yeah.
the end of the road. People are being killed, and we want to stop that. So I would not say it's the end of the road. No, I think we have a good chance
Everything is gold. Fucking look at this shit.
of doing it. It's been almost 4 years now that a lot of people were killed last week. A lot of people last week. I mean, millions of people killed, but a lot of people last
Yeah.
week for whatever reason. A big number, a lot of soldiers, on both sides. And I know the president, I know myself, and I believe Vladimir Putin wants to see it ended.
And as you met with Putin on Friday, today you've got President Zelensky here.
Yeah.
As you listen to Russia and Ukraine, which side has the better cards?
Well, I don't want to say that.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's-
They're actually baiting him so hard. Who has the? They really want him to do it again.
don't
They do.
stop, do it again. Do, 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 do.
I'm just here to be. Look, this isn't my war. This is Joe Biden's war. He's the
here
one
we
that
Yep.
had a lot to do with this happening, and
Slip
we
it,
want to get it
Joe.
ended. And we
Mr.
want it to
Magoo.
end good for everybody. We want it to end good. The people of Ukraine have suffered incredibly.
And to that point, President Zelensky, are you prepared to keep sending Ukrainian troops to their deaths for another couple years, or are you
Pro.
Well done, Peter Puffer. Good from you.
This guy's questions are crazy.
Cray,
Oh my
cray.
god.
going to agree to redraw the
Come on, keep running your dick liquor.
maps?
Thank you for your question. So, first of all,
Thank you for your question. Yeah, right.
we live under each day attacks. You know that today have been a lot of attacks and a lot of wounded people, and the child was dead.
Yeah.
Small one year and a half. So we need to stop this war, to stop Russia, and we need support American and European partners. And we will do our best for this. So, and I think we show that we are strong people, and we supported the idea of the United States, of personally of President Trump, to stop this war, to make a diplomatic way of finishing this war, and we are ready for trilateral, as President said. This is a good signal about trilateral. I think this
That's
is
good
where
because I remember last time I think he said he wasn't on board with that. Like he didn't want to do that. Now finally it's happening, and it looks like I could see this actually getting resolved at this point.
I don't remember him saying that, but yeah, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
good. Thank you.
Mr. President.
Yeah, so Zelensky's not joining NATO. He's getting strong security guarantees. He's not getting Crimea back. He may get to keep some of the eastern region that Russia has occupied, and Putin will also be able to keep some, so it'll be like a land split. In return, the sanctions America has on Russia would be, the economic sanctions will be lifted in part or in full by Trump and Europe as well. This is assuming the peace treaty or peace deal fully comes to fruition in the next couple of days or so.
Isn't it crazy how Zelensky bent the knee? Not at all.
There has to be compromise on both sides.
He knows the position. Trump was right when Zelensky said when he told Zelensky he didn't have the cards. I mean, he shouldn't have said that publicly in front of.
I mean, he had cards, he just didn't have quite as big cards. So
Everybody, but he was right.
I mean, Ukraine signed the mineral deal with the US, and that gave them a bit more negotiating leverage at the table for the US to extract some of Ukraine's rare earth minerals. But
He was. And everybody knows it. And so, yeah, that's really it. I mean, this is coming from somebody who's, I'm a big Ukraine supporter, but like, it is what it is.
Yes, if the peace deal will be achieved, are you going to be willing to send American peacekeepers to Ukraine?
Ooh, good
But we're
question.
going to work with Ukraine, we're going to
Very
work
good
with
question.
everybody, and we're going to make sure that if there's peace, the peace is going to stay long-term. This is very long-term. We're not talking about a 2-year peace and then we end up in this mess again. We're going to make sure that everything's good. We'll work with Russia, we're going to work with Ukraine, and we're going to make sure it works. And I think if we can get to peace, it's going to work. I have no doubt about it.
Your team has talked about
Your team has talked about security guarantees. Could that involve U.S. troops?
Does he only call on male reporters? Because like, there's all these women that will try to speak up. He's like, no. All right, go ahead. Another one
Not gonna happen.
from Peter. Let's get another one from Peter.
Let's go Peter Puffer. Round 7.
Yeah.
You roll that out in the future?
Yeah.
We'll let you know that maybe later today. We're meeting with 7 great leaders of great countries also, and we'll be talking about that. They'll all be involved, but there'll be a lot of help. When it comes to security, there's going to be a lot of help. It's going to be good. They are first line of defense because they're there. They're Europe. But we're going to help them out also. We'll be involved.
I just want to say, one thing that maybe doesn't get brought enough with Trump is that he has street smarts. He's an excellent manipulator, and he's excellent at getting people to achieve things for him, and going about things in a practical way to meet his personal goals. Now, Trump isn't intellectually smart. I mean, he can't understand complex economic and financial systems. He wants to and has partially achieved creating his own sort of reality that the country has to live under, and the world to an extent. So there's not much going on in here apart from street smarts. Great at manipulation. He's very charismatic, and he knows how to use comedy and jokes and charisma to get people to support him. But in terms of understanding complex economic issues like the tariffs he wants to introduce, or very specific, geopolitical aspirations, there's not much going on.
Mr. President, Vladimir Putin mentioned that the war will not end without addressing the root causes of this war. Have you had an understanding what are the root causes of this war?
Well, look, the war is going to end. When it ends, I can't tell you, but the war is going to end, and this gentleman wants it to end, and Vladimir Putin wants it to end.
No, actually, that was a really
Please don't say anything. Just sit there.
good question. That was a very good question, because like that's really the issue, is that because if Putin thinks that, the root causes haven't been addressed in his mind, he's just going to do it again. Like, it's just going to happen again. Like, it's not like this is going to be,
Yeah.
oh, wow, it's over.
True.
He's not answering your question? Yeah, of course, because like he doesn't really want to say what it is. Damn, that's a lot of gold shit, man. Like, look at that photo. Oh my God.
It's like Fort Knox.
And I think the whole world is tired of it, and we're going to get it ended.
Damn.
It was, I've done 6 wars. I've ended
Keep him away from the Signal app. He's got shaky hands.
6 wars, and I thought this maybe would be the easiest one, and it's
Why
not
would
the
you
easiest
think
one.
that?
It's a
How
tough
did you
one.
think that?
A lot of reasons for it,
Because he just makes up whatever.
and they'll be talking about it for a long time. But they'll be talking about the others. Look, India, Pakistan.
Others.
We're talking about the big places. When you look at, you
big.
just take a look at some of these
Okay,
wars. You
but,
go to Africa and take a look at that. Rwanda and the Congo, Republic of the Congo.
Republic of the Congo. Republic of the Congo. I need an iPhone for my white ass. Tim Cook, get on it, buddy.
Congo. That's been going on for 31
Yes.
And so we've done a total of
1994.
6, and we really have 6, not including the fact that we
This is a really good video, by the way. It was recorded on the first Nokia phone ever made. They had to dig it out from the bottom of the
It was recorded with CBS 1999 camera.
ocean whenever it sank with the Titanic.
obliterated, and it's turned out to be a total obliteration. The nuclear, as you said, the future nuclear capability of Iran. And this one, I think we're going to get solved also. I feel confident we're going to get it solved.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can you tell us about your conversations with European leaders and what they need to see to support an end to the war?
Yeah, well, we're going to be meeting with...
What do you mean that they need to see? They obviously want to support. They obviously. What do you mean? What are they? They already
They just want to see the specific terms, Baldy. That's it.
support an end to it. They said this. They already said this.
a great
print.
representative group, and 7 very powerful, very big countries, great people, all friends of mine and friends of yours. And we're going to have some suggestions made. They want to see peace. They would like to see peace.
President Trump, you said last
In the red, in the red.
President Trump, do you think it's fair
The lady in red.
for Ukraine and for Russia to achieve a lasting and durable peace if Ukraine cedes its territories that Russia hasn't yet conquered? Do you think it's a fair peace for Ukraine?
She has a bit of a weird voice, so I only got half of that question.
Oh, that's a lot to ask. That's a whole lot to ask. Yeah, I don't know why. By the way,
Objection, form, compound.
I don't know why the videos like this. I just picked it. Yeah, give me 1 second. I gotta use the bathroom, and then we're gonna watch the rest of it.
Don't jack off.
Sorry, give me a sec. I'll be right back.
We're going to have a lasting peace. Just to answer the first part of your question, we're going to have a lasting peace. I hope it's going to be immediately. I hope it doesn't have to go on. And I think people of the whole world is going to be very happy when that's announced.
Mr. President, you posted on social media, Mr. President, a very touching letter from the First Lady. And the letter was hand-delivered to President Putin. And it calls for an end to the war, essentially, because of the children and the children's future. Why did the First Lady feel that letter was necessary? Was it because she believes that Mr. Putin is the aggressor in the war? Is a similar letter being hand-delivered to President Zelensky?
So the First Lady felt very strongly. She's watched the same thing that you watch and that I watch.
Melanoma.
I see things that you don't get to see, and it's horrible. But when she's got a great love of children, she has a wonderful son that she loves, probably more than anybody, including me. I hate to say it, but...
Really? That's surprising. Shut it. Shut it.
It's crazy that
Cray.
he just I feel like what happened, I don't know really if
happened?
anybody else feels this way, but it feels like after he almost got shot, he just stopped giving a fuck. He did. No more filter, no more anything. He just stopped giving
He never had a filter.
a fuck entirely. He just let loose. Yeah, like as it was like you thought it was like this before. Now he's just look at JD Vance. I think she's just funny. Exactly. Yeah, yo.
Oh, chubby cheeks. Nah, there's no difference. Never really had a filter.
Well, I guess so. It's working for him. He had a filter. I mean, compared to then, yeah, he does.
No.
Or he did then compared to now.
Wrong.
Absolutely. The importers trying to trip up the president in front of all the media, bad agendas. I do think that you guys, it's fair to say this, I think it's true, that isn't it problematic that the media seems like all of their
The media.
questions are, they're intentionally trying to aggravate the conflict. I don't know if you
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Most of them are. Yeah.
guys get that same vibe, but the majority of these questions are asked in a way to aggravate or
That's what I've seen from the press coverage of the last few days with the Alaska summit and this meeting. It's, it's a business, they want the money. It's to constantly inflame tensions. They want the war to keep going for the money.
to
That ad dollar.
like, bait a continuation of the conflict.
Ding.
It's very problematic, I would say.
She loves her son. She loves children, and she
does.
hates to see something like this happening, and that goes for other wars too. I mean, she sees the heartbreak, the parents, the funerals that you see on television. Always funerals. We want to see something other than funerals. No, she felt it was a beautiful letter. It was very well received by him, and she did ask me to say, you know, she would love to see this end. She would love to see it end, and she says it very openly, very proudly, and with great sorrow because so many people have been killed.
Mr. President, last week,
Brian, go ahead, Brian.
Yes, sir. I've got a question for each of you.
Yes.
First of all, Mr. President Zelensky, you look fabulous in that suit.
I said the same.
Oh, he's taking the piss.
Yeah, you look good.
This is what matters. Preventing World War... Oh, no, it's the suit.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, looks good.
I said the one that attacked you last time. See, now I remember that.
Yeah, I apologize to you. You look wonderful.
So the same guy that was talking shit about not wearing the suit next time, now they're happy that he's wearing the suit. Oh my, he actually looks good in it.
Now this one backflipped, eh? Yeah, he does look good.
He does. He does. Things are looking like this could actually get resolved. He's a comedian. He can take it. Yeah, I guess so.
No, my first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit. You see, I changed. You are not.
Maybe your looks better.
Oh, Orange, love that one. Oh.
Quickly, upon peace, God willing we get peace, are you open to holding an election in your country?
Oh.
Yes, of course. We are open for election, yes. We have to do safety circumstances, and a little bit we need to work in the parliament, because during the war you can't have elections, but we can do security. We need, maybe, how to say, we need...
A lot of people, by the way, I don't really entirely completely agree with this, but there's a lot of people that think that Zelensky is continuing the war in order to maintain, because according to the Ukrainian constitution or something, they can't have an election while there's a war going on, and he's continuing the war to maintain power.
Utter bollocks. That certainly came from a Twitter retard.
Like that's I've heard that. Yeah, I'm not saying this is I don't think that's true, but like that's the reason why it's being asked. That's dumb? Sure. I'm just letting you, because some people might not know the context of why that question was asked.
I haven't even seen that.
Yes, everywhere, in the battlefield, in the sky, in the sea. Yeah, to make possible for people to do democratic, open, legal elections.
So you say during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now, so you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections?
Oh my God, you're really gonna do this?
I wonder what the...
This is what matters. There's young men dying on the battlefield every... Oh, wait, no. Let's ask a technical Ukrainian constitutional question.
Why did I fucking say this? Is it 8... Really?
He's taking the piss.
Why did he say this? Oh my God, there are other ways. Yes. Exploit learn.
There are other ways to seek a third term. Execute Order 66.
I guess so, guys.
I guess so.
Don't know what to say about that one, huh? Wow. What were you saying about the filter? Yeah, just immediately saying this shit. Are we invading Canada? No.
What's the update on that?
Not
You're
yet.
not?
You like this?
You're not? Okay.
Speaking of news, I got a question for you. This sounds insane for me even to ask this, but do you think the
Well, don't ask it, buddy.
American media really doesn't even want a peace deal because they've seen they've been so critical of you every step of the way as you lead the charge for peace?
I think that they don't. I don't think the media wants a peace deal. I don't think that they do because the covering of the war is.
Ding, ding, ding. What about the money?
It's more profitable for them. But I don't think that that's because of an opposition to Trump. I think that that's because of an obligation to profit.
It's both. Mainly the latter.
I don't think it has anything to do with Trump.
Sure it does, but it's more the latter.
He's right. He's right at the problem, but he's wrong with the cause.
It has a little bit to do with, all the left-wing outlets obviously don't like Trump. So there's that. But it's mainly about the profit for sure. At least like 80%, if not higher.
It's an amazing phenomenon. I said that if in the settlement you got Moscow, St. Petersburg, and thousands of miles around them, they would say, I made a bad deal. The level of hatred and animosity is incredible. Not with all. I mean, we have great people up here. We also have terrible people up there.
Like Peter Puffer. He's a great one.
That I think are told what to say. But, in solving all of these wars, they don't even write about it. I saw major wars. I saw wars that have been going on for 31, 35, and 37, and a couple of quicker ones. One that was going to go into a full-blown deal very quickly. You know what the one I'm talking about? It was a big one.
It was a big one.
But they don't even write about that.
The biggest one.
No matter what I do, no matter what, and this is...
I do think that it's true that a lot of people do not credit Trump for doing things that are positive.
Yeah, if he secures this peace deal and it actually holds, yeah, he deserves all the credit for that.
I do think the media doesn't, like, for example, if he's instrumental in ending like the Rwanda war or something like that, like it's kind of it's very big.
That sounds a bit like bullshit. I haven't seen that. I've heard Baldy mention it a few times. So.
Deal, right? It is. It's a 31-year war. It's a big deal. I do think...
Have they been fighting for 31 years straight? I know the genocide was in... Rwanda genocide was 1994, 95, but... I think it's been more on and off, hasn't it?
I think that definitely they don't give him enough credit. And I don't really know why that is. I'm not sure, right? Is it just that they don't like him? Is there some...
Ding. And also what he's done to your country as well, but both.
Other reason for it, I have no idea. No one credits me either. Yes, clearly.
Only Fox News is the good news. Okay, people. Only Fox News is the good news, people. Tucker Carlson is the best journalist ever. And Dominion are the evil people.
Not anything to do with you. It's probably to your advantage in a certain way. But no matter what I do, no matter what deal I make, from my standpoint, you'll come out good.
Yeah.
Maybe President Putin will come out good. But they'll say Trump was absolutely horrible. It's just that, and I've lived with that for a long time. I've lived with it since just before the first election. I used to get great publicity. Now I get the worst publicity anyone's ever gotten.
Some say there's never been worse publicity
in office, but
wow,
I won in a landslide so that people understand. They're the only ones that count, ultimately. But I've also had great reporters. I've had journalists that are very good.
Like Peter Puffer and Hannity and Carlson.
But it's very sad when you do the right thing. As an example, they said, because of the fact that Vladimir Putin came to American soil, this was a tremendous defeat for Donald Trump. No, it was really wonderful that he did it.
Yeah, there was too much focus on the extraneous stuff with that, for sure, by the media.
It was
I think that's a good example. Like, it was obviously a good thing that he met with Putin.
Yeah, even though they didn't accomplish much, or seemingly didn't accomplish much with the ceasefire, it's still better than, not having any dialogue.
And people that were trying to like make it a big problem that, oh my God, they rolled out the red carpet, etc. These are people who are obsessed with optics, and they will torpedo any progress if it makes...
The boomers grew up in a political world that was a lot more focused on optics, for sure.
A side that they disagree with look good. It's brain rot, optics, politics.
Thing for him to do, to be honest with you.
Narrow-minded people.
It was the opposite.
I don't think it's even narrow-minded. I think it's people that are doing it tactically.
No, it's just propagandizers, tribalistic, sensationalist people.
What they said, but they said it. Now, if he didn't come,
like CNN, MSNBC, CBS at times, but Fox News, Sky News, Breitbart, InfoWars, Gateway Pundit, they all do the same shit, and they help to ruin the country.
they'd say that was also bad for Trump. There's no way. And there's just a great dishonesty of the press, and I think that's why it's lost its credibility. Its credibility is at an all-time low. We have a thing going on right now in D.C. We went from the most unsafe place anywhere to a place that now friends are calling me up, Democrats are calling me up, and they're saying, sir, I want to thank you. My wife and I went out to dinner last night for the first time in 4 years. And Washington, D.C. is safe. And you did that in 4 days. I'll tell you, it's safe. I had another friend of mine.
Who would have expected that?
A son who's a great golfer. He's on tour. And he came in fourth yesterday in the big tournament with Scotty.
This is what matters. Preventing world... Oh, no, my friend's golfer's son.
Shit. Again.
Scheffler made the great shot. And he said his son is going to...
How's Bobby Knight doing? Can we get an update on Bobby Knight?
Dinner in Washington, D.C. tonight. I said, would you have allowed that to happen a year ago? He said, no way. No way. He said, what you've done is incredible. And I think the people realize it. But the press says...
I think that's true, by the way. I think he's right about this, is that most people...
He's about 40% right.
There's like a weird social expectation that people have to not complain about like homeless problems or not complain about, obvious like mental health nevrons.
That's all people do, is complain about the homeless and the mentally ill. The nevrons.
Out on the street, running around and attacking people. But I think that if you really get...
Everyone says homelessness is a real problem and we need to do more, and mental illness is not being addressed adequately enough.
Inside of people's minds, and you ask, what does somebody really think? How does somebody really feel?
What's going on in there? Who are you, Baldy?
I think that they don't like it, and it makes them extremely uncomfortable. And so as soon as Trump actually gets rid of it and these people realize that, no, you don't have to live like constantly, feeling like you're on a PvP server, I think that you're going to have more people that are going to relax. And I think that also if it happens and it's successful in DC, he will probably have the political capital to push that type of a...
Well, I haven't been following the DC situation too closely, so I just don't know about what's going on in depth with that.
Initiative in other large cities, which is a good thing, by the way. It's a very good thing. The problem is a lot of these large cities have gangs. They have, like robberies, thieves, people breaking into stores, and nobody wins when this happens, right? Nobody, like, there's no beneficiary that, all these guys are going around stealing things out of a CVS. So,
yeah.
Really, do every city next? Yeah, exactly, right. And so, like, if he ends up ending the Ukraine,
I think the main problem with that, Baldy, is that he's targeting just blue cities, and you could say, well, that's where it happens more. And I don't know, maybe the statistics do show that, but I doubt he's going to be as willing to send them into red cities. So, you know, that's the issue. Our great one. Our bold one.
Or, I mean, again, like if the Ukraine war ends, people will probably credit Trump at least partially for it happening.
Yeah, and he will deserve credit.
And obviously some people never will because they don't like Trump, but they never were going to, so it doesn't really matter what they think. But I think that a lot of people will see it as like Trump being an instrumental force in ending the war. And I think that will give him even more political capital.
Deservedly
I think
so.
if that happens and maybe one or two other things happen, I think he could probably run for a third term.
Massive call. I think, you know, if the peace treaty eventuates and holds, yes, he will have restored some faith from his base, but a lot of people are still very angry and upset from the Epstein files and list situation. And I really think he has lost substantial support from his base. And his approval is probably, if not an all-time low, on the lower side of his 2 terms. Will he seek a third term? I think there's a good chance, especially if this is successful. The Ukraine-Russia peace treaty or peace deal. I think it's slightly more likely that he doesn't try and get to the third term. I think it's more likely that he just goes home. But there's still a decent chance he will try to, you know, circumvent the Constitution and seek a third term.
And the majority of voters would support him. I'm not even kidding. I know.
The majority of Republican voters.
Call me crazy all you want, but we're going to have to wait and see. When we turn in global war mode?
I don't know if it's crazy. I think it's optimistic, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's an optimistic outlook for Trump if this goes well and a couple more things go well.
Like if he settles.
But I really do think there's a lot of anger and at times rage over this Epstein stuff. So he has lost significant support this year.
The Epstein thing and people actually get arrested. I think that I do actually think that he would have the amount of like.
Are people going to be arrested? Probably not. I don't think the Clintons get arrested. It's a very clown shoes world at the moment, but I don't think so. Maybe 1 or 2. I don't know. Ghislaine's got the orange jizz on her face, so she's going to name everyone but the greatest pumpkin of them all.
Support to run for a third term. I support police states. Yeah, of course I do. We have a police state right now. You go and you commit crime, the police are going to show up.
It's not quite the same thing.
Yeah, that's a police state, right?
That's not a police state.
And so, like, yeah, you're exactly right. And so the idea and like what I support is that if you go and you cause problems, then the police come and they put you in jail.
Yeah, that's what we have. We don't want a police state.
It's pretty simple. Yeah, I know. It's a crazy idea, isn't it?
It's cray.
He's a dictator. He's trying to take over.
Well, you are.
No, all I want is security for our people. But people that haven't gone out to dinner in Washington, D.C. in 2 years are going out to dinner. And the restaurants the last 2 days were busier than they've been.
This is what matters, securing peace between... No, it's the restaurants. Indeed. Okay.
A long time. Thank
Sir,
you.
I walked around yesterday with MTG. If you could walk around with...
You know me, motherfucker.
see with MTG and not be attacked, the city is safe.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Last week, you warned of what you called severe consequences if a 30-day ceasefire or any type of ceasefire were not agreed to by Russia. Will there be severe consequences? Does that change because
I don't think you need a ceasefire. You know, if you look at the 6 deals that I settled this year, they were all at war. I didn't do any
The 6 deals? Is he sniffing glue? What the fuck?
ceasefires. And I know that it might be good to have, but I can also understand strategically why, well, you know, one country or the other wouldn't want it.
Yeah.
You have a ceasefire and they rebuild and rebuild and rebuild, and, you know, maybe they don't want that.
Yeah, I think it's fine actually that Trump is bypassing the ceasefire. I've said that before. Going for a more comprehensive peace deal, you know, it's always difficult to, you know, conclusively prove who violated a ceasefire, which happens a lot. Like if you look at the Israel-Gaza war still, or, you know, the Israel-Iran war, you know, proving who violated the ceasefire is always a bunch of bollocks. So, yeah, I think Trump going for a comprehensive peace deal is actually the preferred option.
But if you look at the 6 deals that we made peace and you know, long-term, long-running wars, I didn't do any ceasefires. Would I like the
You didn't do any ceasefires?
concept, you know, I like the concept of a ceasefire for one reason, because you'd stop killing people immediately.
Didn't you do the India-Pakistan ceasefire and the Israel-Gaza ceasefire that failed, and then there was actually, people kind of forget, there was a Ukraine and Russia ceasefire, partial ceasefire for a while, and that went tits up. So what the fuck is he on about? Yes, he's done ceasefires.
Opposed to in 2 weeks or 1 week or whatever it takes. But we can work a deal where we're working on a peace deal while they're fighting. They have to fight. I wish they could stop. I'd like them to stop. But strategically, that could be a disadvantage for one side or the other. But
I think that that's the reason why, you know, certain countries wouldn't want a ceasefire, because they would feel like they're probably like they're on the offensive. And so they don't want to let the other person, you know, have time to regroup and, like, you know, recalibrate their forces.
Yeah, that's also an important element to it.
I mean, it's common sense, right? Obviously, that's true.
all of these deals I made without even the mention of the words ceasefire.
I'm pretty sure ceasefires have been mentioned multiple times.
Zelensky, can you explain the decision to offer Ukraine Article 5-like security guarantees, but stop short of?
This is a very good question, and this is what the security guarantees. If Putin at some point in future will break the treaty, the peace deal, which is a strong possibility, he'll want to do that and acquire more land. So, you know, something akin to Article 5 NATO security guarantees. Ukraine's not joining NATO, and you know, I don't know why they ever thought it would be a promising option for that to happen. So yeah, something along the lines of, or close to, the Article 5 NATO. An attack on one is an attack on all type of security guarantee.
Pushing for their full membership.
Yeah, well, we haven't done anything on that yet.
It's NATO.
If you look back and you go back long before President Putin, it was always a statement that they would never allow Ukraine into NATO. So that was a statement.
Yeah, that's right. And 2008, I believe, was the first time that Ukraine signaled intentions to want to join NATO. That was rejected, I think, at the time, but I think a membership action plan was initiated, but ultimately it was rejected. So that was back in 2008.
Was made, but we haven't discussed any of that yet. We're going to be discussing it today, but we will give them very good protection, very good security. That's part.
Also, another worthy historical note is the 1994 Budapest memorandum, in which Ukraine agreed to give up all its nuclear weapons in exchange for economic benefits. Bad move. I know hindsight, but bad move, because that is another big factor in why we are where we are today. So,
and the people that are waiting for us, they are, I think they're very like-minded. They want to help out all.
And the security guarantees were more assurances in that Budapest 94 memorandum, and something closer to Article 5 of NATO security guarantees is what Zelensky should get if he's going to take back some of the eastern land. Crimea he's not going to get, I don't think, and yeah.
Thank you, President. Thank you, President Trump.
Are you disappointed there's no
The United
ceasefire,
States,
Mr. President?
the United States has already given hundreds of billions of dollars to this war effort in Ukraine.
Biden.
At best, it is a stalemate, and the killing continues. So, President Trump, how much more is the United States willing to give Ukraine? And President Zelensky, how much more do you want?
Well, I'll start off just by saying we're not giving anything now. We're selling.
They're not going to go and say this, right?
All right, Peter Puffer, here's everything we're doing, mate.
I mean, they're obviously not going to go and just say what's happening.
Oh, God.
I mean, they're not going to they're not going to go and be like, oh, yeah, this is where the line is.
What a mong.
Weapons. This is something before, I guess the number is well over
Zelensky's going to give an interview to Fox News in about 2 hours. You going to watch it? Yeah, sure, of course.
$300 billion. That was under Joe Biden, a corrupt politician. Not a smart man.
He's in the nursing home. A slippager.
Never was. By the way, go back 40 years, he was not a smart.
As opposed to me, I have 310 IQ, people.
Smart man 40 years ago either. Jeez. But now he's in particular bad. This was done by a corrupt administration.
I imagine Joe Biden's in like a 100-year coma right now. I mean, he's just asleep constantly.
That shouldn't have been in, and of the...
I wish him all the best with, recovering from the cancer, but yeah.
Frankly, if the right results of the election were given, if I were president, this war would have never taken place.
We wish him well.
If the right results of the election were given.
Oh,
that's a good way of saying it, right?
He would have been very happy, because he would have liked to...
Dominion got it wrong. Fox News and Tucker Carlson got it right, people.
Have seen. I mean, they went through hell. He went through hell. This war would have never happened. And the people that were killed, a couple of million people, a lot of people with soldiers and everything else, and the people that have been displaced and forced into other areas and other countries because of what...
a ton of refugees. I think, like, for this 3.5 year war so far, there's been like between 6 to 8 million refugees that have fled Ukraine across to Poland and other countries.
Happened. None of that would have happened. And I'm just saying that he was a horrible president, whether it was the borders or this. He was just a horrible, corrupt president.
Mr. President,
you want to
I can't. Thanks so much. So first of all, we have possibility.
Do you want to give some input about how the Biden sucked?
Well, I don't know as much. I mean, he was very old at the time, and but he gave us money, so we like him. This orange pumpkin to my left constantly tried to fuck me. Will you stop fucking me, old orange one?
Real quick. Yeah. Why don't you get in on this? Yeah, let him know.
Now to buy weapon from the United States. We are thankful for this program and this opportunity. We are
Magic words. Where's the meme? Have we got the new Eyeline Advance meme?
thankful for Europe. They pay for this, and through NATO program for example, Pearl.
Just keep your fucking mouth shut, oh JD couch fucker. You do not want to ruin this again.
And etc. We have some programs where we can have some money to finance this, and this is a part, I think, It's not a part for the war.
Thanks, Tally, 8 times. He said thank you 8 times.
I said it fucking 80 times, you American pig shits.
It's actually crazy that the last time he came in, he wasn't wearing a suit and he didn't say thank you. And they had
must say please. We must remember to say please and thank you, Mr. Zelensky. I am J.D. Vance. I will be president in 3 years.
This huge fucking argument, and now he's wearing a suit, saying thank you, and it seems
it's sort of like it's a suit jacket type thing. Are they jeans or dress pants? I don't know. Like, that's a suit. Like, you know.
It's like things are improving. It does.
This is what matters. Is he saying thank you? Is he wearing a suit?
And to defend us, it also will be a part.
Suit, no.
And did Melanoma receive the card?
Thank
for
you,
security guarantees to strengthen our army, to rearm Ukrainian army. This is very, very important, and it depends how much money we need to rearm. For example, the question of air defense, we spoke about it with President Trump, and I'm happy that we have now bilateral decisions and we work on it with production, American production. Nobody in Europe has so many air defense like Patriots, for example. We need it very much, and this is also about defending.
I think the good news, we make the best military equipment in the world by far. You mentioned the Patriots. How good is
systems.
We have systems, they're literally 100% foolproof. And it's really like shooting 2 bullets, 2 bullets hitting each other in the air. And it's
just nailing 2 birds with 1 Connie.
Pace like this, the chance is 100%. It's 99 to 100%. So we sell the equipment. It's 99 to 100%.
Keep him away from the mobile phone. He'll let Putin know everything.
100%. So we sell the equipment to NATO.
It's a good number.
And NATO does what, I don't know what the arrangement is that you have with, but I know that they want you to have
the biggest numbers of all time.
Equipment. And we're getting the best equipment in the world, but they pay us for the equipment. Under Biden, it was just crazy what was going on. I believe the number is over 300. I think it could be $350 billion worth of equipment and money and everything else.
That's a lot of money.
Stay off the whiskey.
And we've made more progress in settling
Go back to where you belong. Fox News.
This war in the last 2 months, and they made in 4 years. This should have been settled a long time ago, but it should have never happened. Yeah, please.
Real quickly, you pushed out on
If your auntie had balls, she'd be your uncle, mate.
social media.
Go first.
You pushed out on social media
You should know that by having to deal with all the trans retards.
about doing away with mail-in ballots and potentially.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Mail-in
Jesus.
ballots. Here we go again.
Here we go.
Electronic voting machines. Can you expand on that and how important
Well, that's a very off-topic, just really quickly. Mail-in
So let's spend the next 5 hours on it.
ballots are corrupt. Mail-in ballots, you can never...
They were so corrupt that I got elected last year. And I stated that I loved them again. But 2020, they cost me election.
have a real democracy with mail-in ballots.
Right.
And we, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order that's being written right now by the best lawyers in the country to end mail-in ballots.
I wish they would win me more of my court cases. I'm not winning enough. Facts and reality do not go with me.
Because they're corrupt, and you know that we're the only country in the world, I believe, I may be wrong, but just about the only country in the world that uses them.
What?
Because of what's happened.
Lie. Quite a few countries use it, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy.
Massive fraud all over the place. The other thing we want change are the machines.
Where's Satan? Is he in bed?
For all of the money they spend, it's approximately 10 times more expensive than paper ballots. And paper ballots are very sophisticated with the watermark paper and everything else. We would get secure elections. We'd get much faster results. The machines, I mean, they say we're going to have the results in 2 weeks. With paper ballots, you have the results that night.
Damn.
Most people, but most people.
That's why Dominion should have got $5 instead of 780 million. They should have got $6, but they got 780 million because of Tucker.
Many countries use paper ballots. It's the most secure form. So
and mail-in ones,
ballots,
Donnie.
very, very important. Paper ballots, and I think maybe even more important, the mail-in voting. We're going to end.
Don't do anything to the couch. Don't start talking, whatever you do.
Mail-in voting. It's a fraud.
Can you imagine?
Who the hell is that guy? Who is he? Who are you?
The mail-in voting. We're going to end mail-in voting.
Into the third term. There's going to be so much shit in this room.
Shiz ass.
You think about that? Oh my God. He's a hoarder? Yeah.
I think he's going to be like half bionic man, like to keep his heart still pumping. I'm surprised he managed a heart.
But yeah, he's going to have a golden statue of himself in there or something like that.
I'd imagine it's just black sludge. And he's just got the best quality drugs, just keeping it. He'll be half bionic. I am half bionic man. I am here for third term. Here is my heart. It's on a platter now. It's got wires.
The mail-in voting. We're going to end mail-in voting.
Wow.
It's a fraud. If you have mail-in vote, even Jimmy Carter with this commission, they set it up. He said.
Now don't attack Jimmy. He's a far better man than you'll ever be. He actually built houses for poor people instead of evicting them from them, like you and your father did in Queens.
The one thing about mail-in voting, you will never have an honest election if you have mail-in.
Well, the thing is that, like, I don't know if mail-in vote.
As opposed to me right now being president, it was so dishonest.
Voting, does that like does that fuck over Democrats more? I have no idea. Yeah, I mean that's it. So many targets. Yeah, Trump's saying both sides cheated in the election, but they cheated more, so they won. Well, I mean in general, I mean I don't really have like a super like. Basically, my outlook on it is I don't know whether mail-in ballot. Like,
mail-in ballots are fine. It's all a bunch of go-gobbling nonsense that old Rudy oil drip Giuliani got his ass handed to him in court for.
I am of the mindset that I think we should do as many things as possible to stop people from voting.
Yes, that's the American way. The beacon on the hill. Truth, freedom.
Most people that vote are retarded. And I think that if we could do more things and put up more hurdles and speed bumps for people to vote, that would be good. Because most people that vote are retards. And so I don't want to have that happen.
How do you think we've been in the situation we've been in the last 10 years?
Straight up. Like I like if I could figure out like a way to stop 80% of the population from voting, I would do it. Crazy take, but based. Everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks this is crazy.
It is.
But anybody that like, I mean, I played classic WoW before.
Oh,
I know.
So you're the most qualified. Okay.
Average person thinks like.
Sure. Okay. Because this has everything to do with that.
Trust me, I'm right. Trust me.
All right, trust me, bro. Okay.
I know it doesn't sound good to say.
Right. Yeah.
But it's
okay.
true.
Right. Case closed. All right.
And it's time that the Republicans get tough and stop it, because the Democrats want it. It's the only way they can get elected.
They need a trip to the woodshed.
Because with men and women's sports and with transgender for everybody and open borders.
Gender for everybody. That's a lot of people.
All of the horrible things. And now the new thing is they love crime.
That's a whole lot.
They're fighting
That's the new thing. They love crime.
On the fact that I've made Washington, D.C. safe. We're not going to get
He's right about this.
I don't know about the DC stuff. I'm not aware of what's happened.
It's a losing proposition for Democrats to be against the crime thing. And to blame all crime on socioeconomic factors, I don't think anybody in the entire country believes that shit.
Is that
Except
what they're
for
doing?
other retards that are trying to defend stealing toothpaste and makeup out of CVS. Like, nobody believes this.
Beaten up or killed, like all the people you've been watching get so badly hurt. I'm glad, I hate to take your time with this, but I'm glad you
Go ahead. You know, there's people dying on the battlefield, but, you know, this is what, you know, is more important.
asked me that question. We're going to stop mail-in ballots because it's corrupt.
Damn.
You know, when you go to a voting booth
Okay.
and you do it the right way, and
I
you
guess
go
it is
to
then.
a
Okay.
state that runs it properly, you go in, they even
Those are the
asked me,
states
they
that
asked me
wins
for
it.
my
You go
license
in.
plate for identify. I said, I don't know if I have it. They said, sir, you have to have it. They're very impressed, actually. But it's very hard to
Just
cheat.
like the Epstein files.
With mail-in voting, as you know what happens in California, it's so corrupt. Where some people
California.
get 5, 6, 7 ballots delivered to them. Now, we got to stop mail-in
Oh,
voting,
that's
and the
real bad.
Republicans have to lead the charge. The Democrats want
It's the specifics I love. It's the specific evidence. If there's one thing that old Donnie never skimps on, it's the specifics. They call him Specificity Donald.
because they have horrible policy. If you have mail-in voting, you're not going to have many Democrats get elected. That's bigger than anything having to do with redistricting.
See, that's
believe
what they're trying to do.
Okay.
Is that how do you win
Done.
to make sure that Democrats don't get elected? Remove the systems that get Democrats elected.
Just put them all in jail.
No more mail-in ballots. Don't count illegals on the census. Redraw all the districts and get rid of the Democrat, districts. And then whenever the vote happens, for them to vote on losing indefinitely, as soon as they don't vote, then you arrest them, and now you kick them out of Congress. It's
Just like Lincoln would have wanted.
they're going all the way with this shit.
And the Republicans have to get smart. We're not going to have a
Smart.
country. I said for a long time at
Smarter.
rallies,
Yeah.
you need borders
Marcus Smart.
and you need free and fair elections. Those
That's what you're about. Fairness.
two things. Otherwise, you don't have. We have strong borders now. In 90
Borders.
days, Mr. President, we didn't have 0, 3 months.
Donuts.
Not one person
Wow.
came in illegally into our country. In fact, even I find that hard to believe, but it's run by a little bit of a liberal group that put out the numbers, so I guess it's
So I guess it's wrong that people don't buy it.
but 0, 0, and 0. You go back a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 millions of people poured into our country. It was terrible. Thank you very much.
What security guarantees do you need from President Trump to be able to make a deal? Is it American troops, intelligence?
To be fair, yes, there were about 5 million illegal immigrants, which there's no, to my knowledge, Mexico hasn't paid for the wall yet. Don't know what the status is on that, but
Equipment, what is it?
Everything. And I really,
Everything.
it's
Based.
I am based.
He's right.
I'm always about
Yeah.
Baldy.
True. Everything. Yeah, he just says it. What do you need? Everything. We need everything. All right.
We need the biggest guns.
includes two parts. First, strong Ukrainian army. That's what I began to discuss with your colleagues. And it's a lot about weapon and then people and training missions and intelligence. And second, we will discuss with our partners. It depends on the big countries, on the United States, on a lot of our friends.
And Mr. President, are you going to commit American troops to...
It says you shouldn't be gassing these guys up, bro. You're well aware of what's really going on. I mean, I don't know. I'm happy to see them talking, and I think it's a good thing if they're going to be able to end the war. Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm happy about that. I think anybody that's mad about that, there's probably people that are trying to delegitimize this or make it look bad, But the only reason they would do that primarily is because it
I'm not. I think it's a good thing if it happens.
is in opposition to what their viewpoints are. So, like, they don't want to see somebody who they disagree with get a W, because then that means that person has more political capital than they do.
Yeah, and I can understand. I mean, they're trying to fight fire with fire, which is the only way you deal with someone like this. But, you know, the more liberal media really just shoots themselves in the foot over and over. And it's by design. You know, the big power brokers want it that way. To have as less taxes as possible. But
so that's really it. What's really, yeah, there's always these like allusions to like some sort of like hidden truth that's never fully explained.
Just like Alex Jones always reveals.
NATO-like protection in order to get President Zelensky to a deal today?
Well, I don't know if you define it that way, but NATO-like, I mean, we have people waiting in another room right now. They're all here from Europe, biggest people in Europe. Wow. And they want to give protection. They feel very strongly about it, and we'll help them out with that. I think it's very important. I think it's very important to get the deal done.
You've been involved with the peacekeeping in Ukraine since your first day in the administration. What would you say to the Ukrainian people right now who are suffering under the Russian attacks and hoping that the American people will stand with them?
Well, I know Ukrainian people. I've known many over the years. They're great people. They're smart.
I know more about their culture than they do.
They're energetic. They love their country. I mean, they love their country, and we want to get this war ended. That's all I can do. I love the Ukrainian people, but I love all people. I love the Russian people. I love all.
I'm a man of love, peace. I was at Woodstock.
Them all. I want to get the war stopped. Very important.
Mr. President, was there any aspect of your discussion with Vladimir Putin that left you disappointed?
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious probably nothing happened. This distraction in September, the United Nations is going to be pushing for a two-state solution, forcing the creation of a Palestinian state. We're moments away from World War III. I don't
know what you're smoking, mate.
think that Palestine and Israel are going to cause World War III. I'm just going to be honest.
Retard chatter. Move on.
Man, I don't think it's really... I don't think it has that much of a global impact. I don't. Sorry to say.
Aspect of your discussion with Vladimir Putin that left you disappointed?
Look, we just spoke to, I was just telling the president, I just spoke to President Putin indirectly, and we're going to have a phone call right after these meetings today. And we may or may not have a trilat. If we don't have a trilat, then the fighting continues.
Oh, good.
And if we do, we have a good chance. I think if we have a trilat, there's a good chance of maybe ending it. But he's expecting my call when we're finished with this meeting. Thank you very much, everyone.
He said, please and thank you. Ah, I am happy. I will get a nice couch fuck tonight.
Holy shit. Jesus. Holy fuck. Oh my God.
Chip, 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 chip. Leave the fucking room, you muppets.
Thank you, press.
They're going crazy.
President Zelensky meets with President Trump once again
Yaparuski,
in the Oval Office. It was calm, composed, respectful,
Need to put a sock in it.
diplomatic.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that went really well. I'm going to be honest. That went super well.
Yeah. Compared to last time, yeah. This was a noticeable improvement.
It's such an incredible place.
Wow. Isn't this great?
Isn't this awesome?
Beautiful.
Isn't this content? Aren't I awesome?
Isn't our place great?
It would be right through that.
Look at that chandelier.
Aren't I great?
Oh,
I'll tell you
we
what, it's
love
gonna
you,
be-
Baldy.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to get even better.
Better.
What the hell is this?
Dial-up. Have we got dial-up
here we go.
going?
I think we're going to have a successful.
Oh, I see. They just changed the perspective.
Please, come on in. Do you guys want to take some questions or anything? You feel ready? Huh?
No.
Huh? Sid. Hi, Mark.
See you.
Yeah. Good. Well, thank you very much. It's a great honor to have you here. Special place. White House is special no matter where you're from. Represents so much, and it really is beautiful. And thank you for all of the wonderful things that took place today. We've had a very successful day thus far. Important discussions as we work to end the killing and stop the war in Ukraine. We're all working for the same goal. Very simple goal. We want to stop the killing, get this settled. I've just had the honor of being with President Zelensky and all of the discussions that we've had. We covered a lot of territory, and I spoke indirectly with President Putin today. We're going to call President Putin right after this meeting.
Damn.
I'm sure we're going to have a solid meeting, good meeting, maybe a great meeting, and we're going to try and work out a trilat after that and see if we can get it finished, put this to sleep, because this is not since the Second World War has there been anything like this.
Really?
So I'm honored to.
What? Are you fucking retarded? The fucking Vietnam, Cuban Missile Crisis, 9/11, the Iraq War. What the fuck is he on about?
Welcome NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, who's a great gentleman, great political leader.
The Cold War in the early 60s was way worse than this.
Europe generally, but now
like
he's
Marco Rubio?
NATO Secretary General, and you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you very much, Mark. Prime Minister Starmer of the United Kingdom, our friend and my friend, and
that's
doing
that
really
pussy
well.
Everybody's
ass bitch from
friend.
the UK.
And people like him a lot. We all like him.
We gotta teach them freedom. We taught them about 250 years ago. We gotta teach them freedom again. Them fucking redcoats.
Everyone knows
Everybody
President
likes
Macron
him.
of France,
Oh, yeah.
who's been with me from the beginning. One of the first people I met
The fucking
as a foreign
two-tier
dignitary, and I liked him from day one.
Immigrants out.
And I like him even more now. That's pretty good. That's unusual. That's
Lol.
a pretty unusual thing. Prime Minister Meloni of Italy, who's a
Baloney.
really a great leader and an inspiration.
She makes me my pasta and my pizza, and she's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman.
Over there. She's served now, even though she's a very young person.
She was member of the new fascists in Italy, and I loved Mussolini, so she's good. I love her. I've had her in the White House when melanoma's away.
She's served there for a long period of time relative to others. They don't last very long. You've lasted a long time. You're going to be there a
Oh, she has lasted a very long time.
long time.
Man.
Chancellor.
I pulled down the book from the secret bookcase. It turns around, and next to my bedroom with melanoma, there's beautiful Giorgia Meloni. We have pizza, and then we have the lands.
Merz of Germany, who is very strong
Love the Germans. There's never been anyone better.
person and a very strong leader and very highly respected in Germany.
Wow.
And he's my friend, and it's an honor to have him as my friend. Thank you very much.
Look at that fucking hair. How many hair transplants is that? Some off of his bollocks, some off of his back, some off of God knows where, and it's been stitched on. Look at that.
Very good. You look great with your tan. Where did you get that tan?
Do you use the same spray bottle I use?
I want to get a tan like that.
That's true.
President Stubb
I can never get it orange enough.
of Finland, and he's somebody that.
Old Baldy always cringes so hard. He knows how dumb this is, how dumb their president is, intellectually speaking. As I said, he's got street smarts, but there's not much going on in there complexity-wise. But he's cringing so hard, and yet, you know, he would have voted for him last time round.
Of Finland, and he's somebody
stuff.
that. Where are we here?
Oh God.
Oh, you look better than I've ever seen you look. But you've
I've seen them all.
done a great job, and we wanted to have you here because you're somebody that we all respect, and you've had a lot to do with the success, I think, and the potential success. And thank you.
He's got bags the size of my luggage. Look at that. It's sort of like a giant toad, like from an Amazonian swamp.
Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. And the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, who is
nobody likes
somebody
her.
that we just made a big deal with. With all of those countries, I don't know. I think you might be more powerful than all these guys at this table. I don't know.
That's why people are mad.
But we had a great
We
negotiation.
gotta get back to the good old days.
And you're respected all over the world. So I want to
start knocking them pots and pans and spitting out the babies.
thank you very much for being here. It's a great honor to have you. The Alaska Summit reinforced my belief that while difficult, peace is within reach, and I believe that in a very significant step, President Putin agreed that Russia would accept
Big Pert. They call him Big Pert.
security guarantees for Ukraine, and this is one of the key points that we
Yeah, it
need to
has to be.
consider, and we're going to be considering
Goes
that
without
at the
saying.
table also, like who will do what,
Right.
essentially. I'm optimistic that collectively we can reach an agreement that would deter any future aggression against Ukraine, and I actually think there won't be. I think that's even overrated, largely overrated, but we're going to find out, and I think that the European nations are going to take a lot of the burden. We're going to help them, and we're going to make it very secure. We also need to discuss the possible exchanges of territory, taking into consideration the current line of contact. That means the war zone, the war lines that are pretty obvious, very sad, actually, to look at them. And negotiating positions. President Putin, also, you have President of Ukraine, who is you just met a little while ago, and we're going to try and get a three-party meeting, maybe as soon as we can.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling you and President Putin are going to work something out.
Surely.
Ultimately, this is a decision that can only be made by President Zelensky and by the people of Ukraine working also together in agreement with President Putin. And I just think that's very good things are going to come of it. So I hope we have a good meeting. And if we can have a good meeting, I'll set up a meeting with President Putin.
Yeah, if Zelensky actually gets in the room with Putin, that would just be a massive achievement in itself.
Putin. And if you'd like, I'll go to that meeting. And not that I want to do that, but I will
I'll
do
do
that
it for
because we
you.
want to save a lot of people
Oh, for
from dying.
you,
A lot of people
sure.
are dying, and we got to save them. We got to save it. 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people sometimes a week. All of us would obviously prefer to
My
meet.
understanding is that the numbers killed, excluding wounded, is about 250,000 for Russia and about 50,000 for Ukraine. And Ukrainian innocent civilians, I think, is about 13,500, excluding wounded.
Immediate ceasefire while we work on a lasting peace, and maybe something like that could happen. As of this moment, it's not happening, but President Zelensky and President Putin can talk a little bit more about that. You know, in the 6 or so wars that we stopped, we haven't had a ceasefire.
Oh, wow.
And so I don't know that it's necessary. You can do it through the war, but it would be, I like the ceasefire from another standpoint. You immediately stop the killing. But I believe a peace agreement at the end of all of this is something that's very attainable, and it can be done in the near future. with all of the wars that I got involved in, we only have this one left. Of course, as I walk out the door, they'll...
Hold on. What about Israel and Gaza and killing Hamas and eliminating them? Eliminating Hamas? It's you and Israel against them. We all know this.
probably be a new one starting, and I'll get that stopped too. But I thought this was going to be one
Is
of the
he
easier ones. It's
sniffing
actually
glue?
one of the most difficult. They're very complex.
What are you inhaling, mate?
The next step would be for a trilateral meeting, and that will be worked out. And I just look forward to working and having a great result. We're going to spend a lot of
Zelensky
time
looks
today
mad.
talking about, and we're really honored you guys came over.
Because I have to put up with this blathering retard for it feels like 3 fucking years now. I had one with dementia before. Now I have this orange pumpkin who just runs his fucking mouth. And what the fuck?
These are the heads of major countries and respected all over Europe. And they speak for...
I don't know about that.
Largely, I think I should say, but...
Now, Baldy. Don't pollute the narrative.
Pretty much for the other countries of Europe. And we will come to a resolution today, I think, on almost everything, including probably the security. And that's pretty much the story. I'd like to say, Mr. President, would you like to say something? You have the media. If you want, you could come over and you could stand, or you could use mine, or you could just turn around, whichever you feel comfortable with.
Just take a slide across the desk.
Thank you so much. I can speak without microphone. Thank you so much. I think that we had very good conversation with President Trump.
Very good.
And it really was the best one. Sorry, maybe the best one will be in the future. But it was really good. And we spoke about very sensitive points. The first one is security guarantees. And we are very happy with President that all the leaders are here, and the security in Ukraine depends on the United States and on you and on those leaders who are with us in our hearts. They have been online before yesterday, and etc. So a lot of countries on the side of Ukraine, our people, and all of us want to finish this war, stop Russia, and stop this war. We spoke about it, and we will speak more about security guarantees. This is very important that the United States gives such strong signal and is ready for security guarantees. The second point, or maybe the first, humanitarian direction, very important to exchange all the prisoners, and I think that President will help. And I was very thankful to your wife again, Mr. President, for the letter about our abducted children, and I hope that really it can be a historic role for the people to bring kids back to the families and be happy and
get the people
families
back, yeah.
Yes, this is so important, and I'm happy that we discussed it, this track with the President Trump, and I hope that we will find decisions. And then what is very important, that all the sensitive things, territorial, etc., we will discuss on the level of leaders during trilateral meeting, and President Trump will try to organize such meeting, and he said that he will come or not come. Ukraine will be happy if you will
both
participate.
Want me there, I will be there. Yeah,
thank you. And I think this is very important. Yes, so
He'll be
security
there.
guarantees, bringing kids back, and all our people, not only warriors, first of all warriors, and all the civilians, journalists, a lot of people in prison. So we need them back. And guarantees which will work for the years. We spoke about it, and I showed to President a lot of details on the battlefield, on the map. Thank you so much. Thank you for the map, by the way.
Good map.
It was great. Yeah. I'm thinking how to take it back.
We'll get to it.
No. I think that if we have constructive, specific meeting, and I'm very thankful to
talking shit.
all the leaders who are here, and you help a lot, and so we're happy.
He's brought some
that
receipts today.
We have such big unity today. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much,
for hosting us.
Mr. President. I think you'll see that President Putin really would like to do something else. I think when we set that up, when we do, I think it's going to be when, not if. I think you're going to see some really positive moves. I know there's over 1,000 prisoners, and I know they're going to release them. Maybe they're going to release them very soon, like immediately.
Why would Biden do
which
this?
I think is great. But we will. We're going to set that up
Sleepy Joe, still sleeping.
Day after these.
Poor fella.
After this meeting, so very good and great remarks. I appreciate it. Mark, as head of NATO, maybe you could say a few words, please.
Yes, I will be very brief. I really want to thank you, President of the United States, dear Donald, for the fact that you, as I said before, broke the deadlock, basically, with President Putin by starting that dialogue. And I think it was.
You follow the news, don't you, bald one? He said, Daddy Trump. Oh, yes.
In February, that you had the first phone call, and from there we are now where we are today. And that is, I think, if we play this well, we could end this. And we have to. We have to stop the killing. We have to stop the destruction of Ukraine's infrastructure. It is a terrible war. So I'm really excited. And let's make the best out of today and make sure that.
Yeah. I bring my experience from the German porn industry.
From today onwards, we get this thing to an end as soon as possible. I really want to thank you for your leadership. What you are doing for Volodymyr, but of course also for the European colleagues. It is really crucial. And the fact that you have said, I'm willing to participate in the security guarantees is a big step.
Some have said there's never been any more gayness than NATO.
It's really a breakthrough, and it makes all the difference. So also thank you.
Stay away from the couch. Lay off the eyeliner.
Thank you for that.
Well, NATO also has agreed from 2% to 5%,
Don't say
which
a
is
word.
something that is a massive amount of money. And it's 2% that wasn't always paid to 5% that is paid.
Military-industrial complex. Military-industrial complex. Boop, 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 boop.
It's a big difference, and so we appreciate that.
MIC.
Great move. Thank you very much.
MIC.
Ursula, maybe on behalf of the Commission, you could say a couple of words.
Here we go.
It's a pleasure to be here.
SpaghettiOs.
It's a very important moment. Indeed, we are here, Europeans, as friends and allies. We had a fantastic NATO summit. Together as the two largest and biggest economies in the world, we had the largest trade deal ever.
That's right.
Agreed.
Wow.
And now we are
That's a
here
big one.
To work together with you on a just and lasting peace for Ukraine. Stop the killing. This is really our common interest. Stop the killing. And indeed, it's very good to hear that we're working on the security guarantees, Article 5 life security guarantees. So important.
I see that.
But I want to thank you all.
What is a woman doing holding the highest office of Europe? We gotta get back to when they were doing what men told them to do.
So that you mentioned the thousands of Ukrainian children that have been abducted. And as a mother and grandmother, every single child has to go back to its family. This should be one of our main priorities also in these negotiations, to make sure that the children come back to Ukraine, to their families.
Thank you, and we did. I was just thinking we're here for a different.
Gabagool, gabagool, Georgia. Why you no crack a smile, baby? Why you have to give the death stare? Gabagool, you're beautiful. Crack a smile, baby.
Different reason, but we just a couple of weeks ago made the largest trade deal in history, so that's a big.
She cracked a smile when old Donald started talking.
Big thing, and
That's
congratulations. That's great.
That's a real
Thank
big.
She's the best piece of ass I've ever had, and I've had them all over the world.
Thank you very much, Ursula. Mr. Chancellor from Germany, a very, very great leader.
Mr. President, dear Donald, many thanks for having us today. I think this is extremely helpful that we are meeting and hearing that the two of
Gabagool, I have to get back to the wood-fired pizza. I cannot listen to this bald muppet cunt keep running his mouth.
you are having such a good meeting today here in Washington. The next steps ahead are the more complicated.
He's taking the piss. Look at that. It's worse than yours, Baldy. He's got a worse hairline Then the Roach King. What in the world is going on?
Ones now. The path is open. You opened it.
She's like, Gabagool, Donald, I need your orange coke. I cannot take listening to this man.
Last Friday. But now the way is open for complicated negotiations. And to be honest, we all would like to see.
I need the cocaine. I'm about to fall asleep. Oh shit. I need to get back to the new fascists, like the 90s. It was better then. We were all behind Mussolini.
A ceasefire. The latest from the next
Fire.
meeting on. I can't imagine that the next meeting would take place without a ceasefire.
Yeah.
So let's work on
That's
that.
what's gonna happen to
let's
me.
try to put.
Please give me some more stimulants. I'm about to fall asleep listening to this egghead.
Pressure on Russia, because the credibility of these efforts we are undertaking today, are depending on at least a ceasefire.
So I just thought, please God, save me. Oh, Gabagool, where is my Gabagool? Please save me. Oh, Mamma Mia.
From the beginning of the serious negotiations, from next step on. So I would like to emphasize this aspect and would like to see a ceasefire from the next meeting, which should be a trilateral meeting wherever it takes place.
Well, we're going to let the president go over and talk to the president, and we'll see how that works out, and if we can do that. I will say, and again I say it, in the 6 wars that I've settled, I haven't had a ceasefire. We just got into negotiations. And
that's a lot.
I settled Vietnam. I settled the Cold War. I settled Korea. That was me.
One of the wars was, as you know, in the Congo was 30 years, 31 years.
Yes, the Congo. Now we have iPhones.
Long. Another one that we settled last.
Tim Cook is beautiful.
Last week with 2 great countries was 35 years going on, and we had no ceasefire. So if we can do the ceasefire, great.
I forgot about that one.
If we don't do a ceasefire, because many other points were given to us, many points were given to us, great points. Please, Georgia, go ahead.
Well, thank you very much, Donald, Mr. President, for hosting us today in this important
Donald,
meeting.
You're
And
beautiful.
I think it is
you were beautiful last Sunday night.
an important day, a new phase. After 3 years
Melanoma has no idea about you and me.
enough that we didn't see any kind of sign from the Russian side that there was a willing for dialogue. So something is changing, something has changed, thanks to you.
Okay, Putin has entered the room. Let me tell you something, you blonde-haired bimbo. Russia kicked your ass in World War II when you, bald man Mussolini and Hitler, were trying to kill us. We beat you like Italian dogs you are. So don't give me fucking shit. I am Putin. I will take what I want.
Thanks also to the stalling in the battlefield, which was
stalling.
achieved with the bravery of Ukrainians and with the unity that we all provided to Ukraine. And the reason why I mention it is that we also have to remind that if we want to reach peace and if we want to guarantee justice, we have to do it
I love your peace, Donald.
united. So that's why
She's a good talker.
it's a very good day, the one we are.
And she's a hot piece of ass, Baldy. That's the best part.
We are in. You can obviously count on Italy as it was from the beginning. We are on the side of Ukraine, and we do absolutely support your efforts towards peace. We will talk about many important topics. The first one is security guarantees, how to be sure that it won't happen again, which is the precondition of every kind of peace.
Yeah, of course.
I'm happy that we will discuss about that. I'm happy that we will begin from a proposal, which is the let's say, Article 5 model, which was Italian at the beginning. So we are always ready to bring our proposals for peace, for dialogue.
Yes.
It's something we have to build together.
With Mussolini, who I love, that's when we first had peace. Before that, never.
To guarantee peace and to defend the security of our nation. So thank you, Mr. President, for hosting us.
Thank you very much. Emmanuel?
Thank you, Mr. President, for organizing this.
My wife. Le français, je vous plaît, orange pumpkin. My wife slapped me. That bitch.
This meeting and for
They're sitting really
your
close.
commitment. And everything was said, but I just have to say here, everybody around this table
You are the stupidest man I've ever seen.
is in favor of peace.
Peace.
And we work very hard, and we've worked very hard during the past few years to have a peace which is a robust and long-standing peace. This is why the idea
And
of a
French peace is the best kind of peace.
trilateral meeting is very important because this is the only way to fix it. And by the way, I think as a follow-up, we would need probably a quadrilateral meeting because when we speak about security guarantees, we speak about the whole
Speak English, buddy, just like the Bible says.
security of the European continent. And this is why we are all united here with Ukraine on this matter.
Yeah.
In order to organize such a
Complete
trilateral
house.
meeting, your idea to ask for a truce or ceasefire, at least to stop the killings, as we discussed, is a necessity.
Speak English, you hairy Europeans. I don't know what you're saying, but it ain't godly, it ain't God's tongue.
And we all support this idea. And in order to have such a long-standing peace for Ukraine and for the whole continent, we do need these security guarantees. And the first one is clearly a...
All right, I'm losing the will to live right now. This dude is boring as a fucking plain wall. This dude is too boring. I can't cope. He reminds me of Bill Shorten, a Labour Party politician here in Australia about 6 or so years ago, who I actually liked. But this dude is somehow more boring than Bill Shorten. That is a tall order, and he somehow accomplished it. I mean, fuck me.
credible Ukrainian army for the years and decades to come.
Can we
And
wrap
the
this
second
up?
one is our own commitment, all of us. And we worked very hard during the past few months among the coalition of the willings with the support of NATO to build the different pillars of security guarantees and our commitments. And you can be sure that the Europeans are very lucid about the fact that they have their fair share in these security guarantees for Ukraine, but their own security is clearly at stake in this situation. So you can count on us as we can count on you in order to deliver this robust peace for both Ukraine and Europe.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And, thank you for hosting us here. Can I start where Emmanuel started, which is we all want peace. The war in Ukraine is a huge...
Shit, it's this limey, no good, migrant, pro-migrant commie. Fuck. Get him out of here.
Impact, particularly on the Ukrainians who've borne the brunt of it. But it's also had an impact on Europe and on the United Kingdom. There's not a family or community that hasn't been affected. And when we...
Not much longer. Please, shut it. Do not speak.
Talk about security. We're talking about the security not just of Ukraine, we're talking about the security of Europe and the United Kingdom as well, which is why this is such an important issue. I think this is such an important meeting. As a group, I think we've had a discussion on the phone a number of times, Mr. President, but be able now to be around the table to take it forward. And I really feel that we can, I think, with the right approach this afternoon, make real progress, particularly on the security guarantees. And your indication of security guarantees of some sort of Article 5 style guarantees fits with what we've been doing with the Coalition of Willing, which we started some months ago, bringing countries together and showing that we were prepared to step up to the plate when it came to security.
Blink.
With you coming alongside
He's
the
back.
US, alongside what we've already developed, I think we could take a really important step forward today. A historic step, actually, could come out of this meeting in terms of security for Ukraine and security in Europe.
I need to get home to fuck the couch.
I also feel that we can make real progress towards a just and lasting
he's about
outcome.
To get his phone out.
Obviously, that has to involve Ukraine, and a trilateral meeting seems the sensible next step. So thank you for being prepared
get
to
off
take
the
that
phone.
forward,
We
because
don't
I
need
think,
more intel leaks.
If we can ensure
Do
that,
not be texting booze bag Pete.
the progress out of this meeting, both security guarantees and some sort of progress on trilateral meeting of some sort to bring some of the difficult issues.
Do not let him know what's going on.
Refresh Twitter.
Today will be seen as a very important day in recent years in relation to a conflict which has gone on for 3 and a bit years, and so far nobody's been able to bring it to this point. So I thank you for that.
Well, thank you very much. And, you know, it's very interesting because this is the first for the White House. You can't say that very often.
Don't tell me.
We've seen a lot over the years, since 1800, 1799.
We have seen a lot since 1800.
Just exact. But this is the first where we've had so many prime ministers, presidents, the heads of European nations. And by the way, Alex, I'd like you to say a couple of words, too. You're a young, powerful man. Before I finish up, I want you to say a couple of words. Go ahead.
I'll take the notion of youth back to my wife and try to convince her. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I think
you do not. Okay, I've already had your wife. Okay, tell her I said hi.
In the past 2 weeks, we've probably
had
more progress in ending this war than we have in the past 3.5 years. And I think the fact that we're around this table today is very much symbolic in the sense that it's Team Europe and Team United States helping Ukraine. And the progress that we're looking out of this meeting is about the security guarantees, which are a big part of this, and then of course moving towards a process with a trilateral meeting with you and President Putin and President Zelensky. Some of the international media might wonder, why is the President of Finland here? I think the reason is probably that we might come from a small country, but we have a long border with Russia, over 800 miles. And we, of course, have our own historical experience with Russia from World War II, the Winter War and the War of Continuation. And if I look at the silver lining of where we stand right now, we found a solution in 1944, and I'm sure that we'll be able to find a solution in 2025 to end Russia's war of aggression and find and get a lasting and just peace. The situation is very difficult, but that's why we're here.
Thank you, Alex, very much. Good job. So we're going to be meeting for a while, and we're going to discuss some of the issues. And I don't think there's any issue that's overly complex. It's at a point now where people want to do things. I really do believe. I've known him for a long time. I've always had a great relationship with him. I think that President Putin wants to find an answer too. And we'll see. And in a certain period of time, not very far from now, a week or 2 weeks, we're going to know whether or not we're going to solve this, or is this horrible fighting going to continue? We'll do our best to get it ended. And I believe you have 2 willing parties, and usually that's good news, but 2 willing parties that want to make a deal. And we'll journey together, and we'll go over, and we'll see if it can be done. And it's possible it might not be able to be done.
Oh,
great. That's great to hear. Thanks.
After all this, after 50 million hours, it might not be done.
Thousands and thousands of lives a week. And so it's something we really have to do. And or at least we have to give it our best. It's all you can do. You can give it your best, but I think we may have a very good outcome. So I want to thank you all, and the media, I want to thank you. We're going to be staying here for a little while. Then we're going to walk over to the Oval Office, and we're going to have another little discussion about similar matters. And then they're going to go home to their great countries and report. and I'm going to remain here and work, and you're going to go and work. We're all going to be working. We may be in a different location, but that's what we know how to do is work. But I want to thank the media's been actually very fair, generally speaking, very fair. I think it's important that they're fair because this is a very important.
All fake news and alternative facts ended today. Thank you, people.
This is a very important subject. We have to get it ended.
It might be.
And so that's all we ask for is fairness with the media. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Because I am the most fair person ever.
Thank you very much.
Chip, 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 chip.
Oh. Except CNN? Yeah, true.
No, thank you for being so fair.
Thank you, Donald.
MSDNC. Oh, she's happy, eh? They're getting a bit chatty.
Thank you, Donald.
She remembers.
All the time.
But he loves it. He loves it. For he does it always. I never want to speak with my friend.
He's a very good player.
He's beautiful. He sets up the tripod for us. He's the best.
A golfer, you know.
Yeah, I know.
He went to college.
But he says you always win.
Oh my god. Oh god, was it worth it? Oh, I don't know. We've had a few laughs. We've had a few tears. Oh, Jesus.